tonight. Our next session is a special tribute to the visionary Elabeen Bhatt and Self-Employed Women's Association, that is SEWA, that is responsible for forging a path to economic self-reliance for 2.1 million women in India. We begin this felicitation with a video tribute to the noted women rights activist and SEWA founder Elabeen Bhatt.
If you empower a woman, you empower the nation. And with a vision of empowering women with voice, visibility and viability, Ella Bhatt, a labor organizer and a lawyer, commenced on a journey of making women self-reliant with SEWA. Self-Employed Women's Association. SEWA is a collective of 2.1 million working women that promotes inclusive and equitable growth. Established in 1972, SEWA has now become a movement of membership-based organizations in which women are the users, owners and leaders. Not only has SEWA transformed the lives of many women, but it has also contributed significantly to strengthen the local and the national economies. Future Female Forward is honored to pay its tribute to the woman behind this all, Ella Bhatt, and felicitate the wondrous women who through their efforts have brought us several steps closer to making gender parity a reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the noted women's rights activist. And to felicitate her, I would like to invite Ms. Mirai Chatterjee, Director SEWA, Hitakshi Ben Prakash Bhai Gamit, Sudesh Gupta, Hitendra Dave, CEO HSBC India, Romal Shetty, CEO Designate Deloitte, and Shireen Bhan on stage, please. A huge round of applause for SEWA, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Can we have a microphone, please? Ladies and gentlemen, please continue with your applauses. A huge round of applause for all the work that SEWA has been doing. आप आगे आ जाइए, आप आगे। आप आ जाइए।
Congratulations to the wonderful team at SEWA. May I request all of you to
Yes.
come forward? I'm getting a little nervous watching everybody at the edge of the stage. But Mirai, thank you so much. I know that it's been a busy time for you at SEWA, but thank you so much for being here with us this evening.
Before we start off with the conversation, Shireen, a quick note about what SEWA does. Now, since its inception in 1972, SEWA has been empowering low-income, self-employed women through collective organization, capacity building, social security and capital formation. Let's uncover how SEWA has been enabling women to become successful owners and managers of their own trade for the past 50 years through their movements, pillars and the 3 V's: voice, visibility and viability. Over to you, Shireen.
Thank you very much for that, Shruti. Mirai, I want you to speak about the SEWA story. Smriti Irani, the minister, spoke about how the budget has put forward the idea of self-help groups and women's collective with the idea of mainstreaming this, with the idea of building this into a movement across the country. SEWA started it all, and I want to understand from you the journey that you've been able to cover, but more importantly, where do you go from here?
Thanks very much, Shireen, and everyone for having us here. My sisters Hitakshi, Sudeshna and I are honored to be here. We actually grew out of the freedom movement. The SEWA movement was born in a textile labor union called Majur Mahajan, which was founded by Mahatma Gandhi himself and a remarkable woman of her time, an entrepreneur herself, called Anasuya Ben Sarabhai. That was way back in 1917, so those are our foreparents. And I think very quickly Ilaben realized that if we wanted to support women for economic empowerment and towards self-reliance, then the union approach was not enough. So ours has been a joint strategy of strengthening, building our collective strength through a union across the country. I'm happy to say today we're 25 lakh women across 18 states from Kashmir to Kerala and Rajasthan to Nagaland. But we have a lot more to do. And the other aspect of our work is building women's collective enterprises. Our experience mainly has been with cooperatives, but also, as you said, self-help groups, village-based, and also in urban low-income neighborhoods. And what we found is that women are next to none. When they come together, it's hard for them to do it alone. But when they come together and build their membership-based organizations, they build their collective strength, they pool their talent, they pool their resources. SEWA Bank, the world's first women's cooperative bank, was formed when 4,000 women pooled 10 rupees each 50 years ago, and with 40,000 rupees share capital, their journey began. And today the bank is 600 crores. And no grants, all women's hard-earned money. And from SEWA Bank, then we went to Vimo SEWA Insurance Cooperative, the world's first national all-women insurance cooperative, which I have been involved with from the beginning. So the sky's the limit. From my colleague, Megha Mandli, her Tribal Women Farmers Cooperative, Adivasi Women's Cooperative, is the first such cooperative in the whole of South Gujarat. So there's a long line of firsts because, as I said, women have talent, women have courage, and these are can-do women. And they have transformed my life, and I'm fortunate that I was in the company of my sisters who have shown the way and have built up their enterprises. And a last word, I think that one of the big gaps we are seeing is the gender gap. I mean, there was a discussion on what more we need. We also want ease of business, not just for those who are in corporates. We want less regulation. We want simplified compliance. You won't believe the number of regulations and compliances that we have to deal with still after all these years. And of course, we are pushing for a women's collective enterprise fund, where women will have easy access to financial services, including insurance, which is often left out. Financial literacy, digital literacy, all of that, of course. So I think it would be great if my sisters could also speak. So, Tame Tamaru Kejo. Hitakshi Ben doesn't speak Hindi, but she understands. So, Dhime boljon pachi hu Angreji ma bolish.
મારું નામ ગામિત હિતાક્ષીબેન છે અને હું ગુજરાતના તાપી જિલ્લાના લખાલી ગામમાંથી આવું છું.
I'm Hitakshi Ben and I come from Lakhali village of Tapi district in South Gujarat.
મારું ગામ ખૂબ જ અંતરિયાળ વિસ્તારમાં છે અને ત્યાં મજૂરી પણ ઓછી મળે છે, પણ મેઘા મંડળી જે સંગઠન કર્યું છે અને તેમાં 10,000 જેટલી સંગઠનની બહેનો છે અને 1,001 સભાસદ બહેનો છે.
She says, I'm from a very remote interior district of Gujarat, but we have organized 10,000 Adivasi tribal women like myself into our union, and 1,000 of us have formed our own women farmers cooperative, which is called Megha Mandli.
અમારા વિસ્તારમાં ઘણી બહેનો ભણેલા નથી, પણ જે લોકલ વ્યવસાય છે મરઘા ઉછેર અને ખેતી તેને અમે કામ કરીએ છીએ, તેમાં અમે કામ કરીએ છીએ.
We are not very educated in my district, but we know how to farm and we know how to raise chickens.
સેવા સંસ્થા દ્વારા અમને મરઘા ઉછેરની તાલીમો અને જૈવિક ખેતી અને બિયારણની તાલીમો આપવામાં આવે છે, જેથી અમે સારી રીતે ખેતી કરીને આર્થિક સહાય મેળવી શકીએ છીએ.
With training and support from SEWA, we learned about organic farming, we got seeds, and also we took training in poultry. She said, and there was no film clip of her today, but she said that we used to raise chickens earlier, she said, but we didn't know how to convert it into a business, so that's what we learned.
તમારી અગાડી બોલવું એ પણ એક સેવાનું કામ છે, તો હું સેવાનો આભાર માનું છું અને બહેનોનો આભાર માનું છું.
I'm able to stand here and speak because of my organization, SEWA. So I thank SEWA and I thank all of you too.
હું અગાડી ભણવા માંગતી હતી પણ મારા ઘરની આર્થિક પરિસ્થિતિ સારી ન હતી પણ જ્યારે એક સ્ત્રી તરીકે આપણે સંસારિક જીવનમાં કુટુંબમાં લગ્ન કરીને જઈએ છીએ તો આપણને નોકરી કે કઈ ધંધો કરવા નથી દેતા પણ સેવાના માધ્યમથી હું સારું કમાઉં છું અને હાલમાં હું બાળ સેવાના કાર્યકર્તા તરીકે કામ કરું છું.
She says, I wanted to further my studies, but my family situation was such that I couldn't be educated further. But then I got married and I began to work, and now I have a steady income, and I'm also a supervisor of our child care cooperative.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to all of you for joining us. Mirai, thank you very, very much. And Hitendra, this is a constituency that maybe you want to look at. They're looking at an inclusive fund as well. आप भी कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
बहुत कुछ बोलना चाहती हूँ मैं. मन में तो मैंने बहुत कुछ सोच रखा है, पर आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत आभार. मैं बहनों का और भाइयों का बहुत आभार करना चाहती हूँ. मेरा नाम सुदेश है, मैं दिल्ली में रहती हूँ, राजस्थान की हूँ मैं, और मैं सेवा से 12 साल से जुड़ी हुई हूँ. बट मैंने ये सब कुछ टीवी में देखा था. जब मैं कहती थी कि पता नहीं ये होता भी है नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत बड़े बड़े सपने होते हैं लड़कियों के बचपन से ही, बहुत बड़े बड़े, पर उनको साकार कोई नहीं करने देता. तो मैं 10वीं पढ़ी हुई हूँ. उसके बाद मैं सोचती थी, तो सेवा से जुड़ी मैं 12 साल पहले, और इतना लंबा घूंघट करके हम मकान का जो निर्माण नहीं होता उसमें जाती थी. उसमें अपनी सास के साथ काम पे जाती थी. फिर घर में नहीं होता, जैसे पैसे वैसे की प्रॉब्लम होती तो घर का काम भी करते थे, बट पैसा हमारे हाथ में नहीं आता था. बहुत दिक्कत होती थी, बच्चे भी हो गए थे. सेवा से जुड़ी. सेवा से जुड़ने के बाद मुझे एक बात तो ये फील हुई कि कम से कम हम महिलाओं के लिए भी कुछ है, महिलाओं के लिए, क्योंकि सेवा में ना कोई बड़ा है ना छोटा है, सब बहनें हैं. और सबसे बड़ी बात होती है कि महिला कितना भी काम करती रहे और एक घर में सब आके स्माइल करते हैं ना, तो वो सारे दिन भर की थकान वैसे ही भूल जाती है. ऐसे ही महिला में आने के बाद जो बड़ा हो या छोटी बहनें हो, आके इतने प्यार से और सम्मान से हमसे मिलती है ना, तो वो यूं लगता है कि वाकई हाँ, महिला होना गर्व की बात है और हमारी भी वैल्यू है, यहाँ पे कुछ वैल्यू है. मैं 12 साल से यहाँ पे मेंबर बनी थी सेवा दिल्ली से. फिर कोऑपरेटिव में हमने बहनों को जोड़ के पैसा जोड़ना इकट्ठा करा, लोन देना स्टार्ट करा. तो बहनें जो जुड़ती नहीं थी उनको बहुत बहुत समझाना पड़ता था और हमारे हाथ में पैसा आता नहीं था. फिर हमने क्या करा, 550, 200, 250 रुपए जोड़ना स्टार्ट कर दिया कि भाई कुछ तो हमारे पास पैसा होगा. और वो पैसा जोड़ने के बाद हमें लोन भी बहुत इजीली मिलने लग गया सेवा कोऑपरेटिव से. अब पैसा उठा के हम देने लग गए, तो घर में किसी ने कहा बाकी बैंकों के तो बहुत धक्के खाने पड़ते हैं और तुम्हें मिल जाएंगे पैसे. मैंने कहा हाँ, मैं उठा सकती हूँ पैसा, मैं उठा सकती हूँ. मैंने सबसे पहले 10,000 का लोन उठाया और आज मैंने अपने घर की सहायता के लिए 4 लाख का लोन ले रखा है. और सेवा से जुड़ते जुड़ते मैं कोऑपरेटिव में आई, फिर मैं बोर्ड मेंबर बनी. आज मैं सेवा कोऑपरेटिव में सचिव के पद पे हूँ और मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं और ज्यादा से ज्यादा बहनों को जोड़ूं. और जो सेवा दिल्ली से हमें फैसिलिटी मिलती है, लॉकडाउन के टाइम बहुत हम जैसी महिलाओं को बहुत दिक्कतों का सामना हुआ था, क्योंकि ऐसे ऐसे दौर हमने गुजारे हैं कि हमारे पास राशन तक भी नहीं था, खाने को दाने भी नहीं थे, क्योंकि हम रोज कमाते हैं और रोज खाते हैं. पर उस टाइम हमें राशन की फैसिलिटी, और सबसे बड़ी बात इन्होंने मुझे फोन चलाना सिखा दिया. अब मैं फोन पे बात भी कर सकती हूँ और डिजिटल भी हो गई हूँ. मतलब ट्रेनिंग इतनी दी है मुझे कि अब मुझे लगता है कि हाँ, मैं कुछ कर सकती हूँ और मैं अपने बच्चों को बहुत, अपनी लड़की को बहुत आगे बढ़ाने की सोच सकती हूँ. इसके लिए
आपका धन्यवाद. We have one right here on stage. Hitendra Dave, are you listening?
And I understand Gujarati also, by the way. So.
I'm sure that this conversation will make things happen. But thank you very much, Mirai. Thank you. आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आने के लिए. और आप डिजिटल हो चुकी हैं और आप महिला आप भी डिजिटल हो चुकी है. थैंक यू सो मच. आपने यहाँ आया, हमारे फंक्शन में अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के बारे में बताया. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Thank you, Hitendra. Thank you, Romil. Thank you. बिल्कुल, आप और डिजिटल हो जाएंगे.
Thank you, Seva. Congratulations. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Shireen.
The mic.
All right, moving on. Who says only men can go for long drives and be part of rider clubs? Well, members of India's first and only women's supercar club, Queen's Drive Club,